One particular aspect of Pokemon Go, which I'm really surprised has not yet made it into the game, is a way for you to brag about some of your accomplishments and the Pokemon that you've caught within the game itself. And I really do think this is a huge missed opportunity, and this is something that Niantic should prioritize in getting into the game, and I want to talk about why in this video. Alright, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be discussing something which I really want in Pokemon Go, but for the several years that this game has existed, they didn't really do much in adding this particular aspect. And I'm of course talking about the ability to brag about some of the Pokemon that you've caught, for some of the achievements that you've unlocked, and just in general, just be able to show off your account. They haven't really done much with it. Sure, you could set like a really rare Pokemon as your buddy and your friends will be able to see it, but when you're actually playing in the game, you're not actually able to show off your collection. You're only able to show off maybe one or two Pokemon. I think they've added a couple of things here and there, like Pokestop showcases, of course the friends thing that I mentioned, but there really hasn't been a way for you to actually show off your collection, and I really do think this is something that Niantic should definitely explore. One of the things that I've always wondered why Niantic never implemented is a world ranking system. Like, the person that has the most catches is actually shown to the world, you know? Maybe they could have a world ranking system for, you know, Pokemon catches, the amount of battles you've won, maybe the amount of raids you've done. And yeah, I'm pretty sure some players will be like the people who spend the most money, the people who have essentially no life, they're always going to be ranked number 1 and 2. But right now, it just seems like a lot of that stuff is things that the community just simply knows about. I mean, at one point, we had Fleece King as the number 1 player, supposedly, just because he hit level 50 before everyone else. And then, of course, if you look at his Pokemon catches, if you look at the amount of raids he's done, like if you look at his stats, yeah, he was considered the number 1 player, and maybe he still is, but there really is no way in the game to actually track that. We do not know if there is a player out there who has just astronomical numbers in Pokemon Go. And I really do think this is something that Niantic should definitely implement. I really do think a world ranking system would definitely be a huge positive benefit for Pokemon Go, and it would definitely drive a lot more player engagement. I think right now, Pokemon Go is basically a sandbox game. It's like a create your own adventure kind of game, and for many reasons, that is actually a really good thing. But I really do think that for a lot of players, they get very competitive. They want to engage with Pokemon Go in a certain way where they could actually compete with other players. I mean, this was definitely evident back in the day because when the game first came out, there was actually local rankings that my local communities actually engaged in. They would actually post the amount of Pokemon you've caught within the month. They would post the amount of gold gym badges you obtained and different things like that, and people would go all out trying to get higher in the rankings. This was a big deal. This was actually very fun gameplay, and of course those local rankings have kind of fizzled out over time, but I really do think that was phenomenal gameplay, and it was a great aspect of Pokemon Go that I really wish Niantic actually implemented. I really wish it was something that Niantic actually explored. So yeah, I really do think this is something that could be a huge benefit for Pokemon Go. It could definitely unlock the next stage of this game's evolution. I really do think that what the game really needs right now is some sort of competitive aspect outside of just PvP and Pokestop showcases. I think those things are quite alright in their own respect, but they're not enough to engage a lot of players. People want to actually compete. People want to go out and catch as many Pokemon as they possibly can, just simply because they want to get higher in some sort of ranking. I think this would be really cool. I think this would be really fun, and it would definitely revitalize a lot of people's excitement for Pokemon Go. So, Niantic, if you're happening to be listening to this video, I really do suggest you look into some sort of world ranking system. I think it would be really cool for Pokemon Go. If not a world ranking system, maybe you could do a local ranking system, maybe integrate it with Campfire. I think there's a lot of possibilities there. but just in general, I feel like this game needs something outside of just this sandbox aspect of it, because yeah, we can just post on social media some of the coolest catches we've recently obtained. We could set it as our buddies so that our friends can look at it, but I just feel like that's not enough. I feel like one thing that would make this game really cool is if you could show off to the world the Pokemon that you've caught, the amount of battles you've done, the amount of Pokemon you've caught. I think that would be something that would drive Pokemon Go into another level of gameplay. So yeah, these are just some thoughts that I've had recently. I kind of felt like Pokemon Go was missing something. After I completed hyper training, I started to feel a bit of a void with Pokemon Go, and this was something that I did predict. I did say that hyper training was a great mechanic, but I feel like I selected the wrong Pokemon. I selected a Pokemon that already had some pretty high IVs, so hyper training did not last that long. It only took me about 2 weeks to get my Shundo. I mean, it was fun. It was certainly fun, and I was going out playing as much Pokemon Go as I can just to get it to that Shundo level, but I really feel like after hyper training was done, there was nothing else to really work on, and I started to think about what was missing, and this is one of the things that I thought about. Maybe it's something that Niantic could implement, maybe it could be the big thing that comes in 2026. I really do not know, but as of right now, hyper training is pretty cool. I think there's a lot of good things happening in Pokemon Go right now. The game is certainly a lot better than it was maybe like 2 years ago, but I do think that there's more that could be done. I think there's more that Niantic and Scopely could look into to make Pokemon Go just a much better game than it currently is. So yeah, these are just some things I want to share. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you feel like a world ranking system would actually be really good for Pokemon Go? Do you feel like, I don't know, the game is missing something right now? Maybe you could suggest something else other than a world ranking system or some sort of showing off system? Definitely say so in the comments below, because yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only other player that's feeling this. I'm sure there's players out there who are still working on their hyper training. I mean, they had it set so it would last a year. For some players it might, so I don't know. I just feel like right now it's getting to that point where I open up Pokemon Go, I catch Pokemon, I complete the timed research, special research, what have you, do my daily tasks, and then afterwards I just feel like there's nothing left to do. And I really do think there's a lot of things Niantic could do to address these sort of issues. World ranking system is definitely one of those things. But yeah, that's essentially going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you can do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. If you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. That means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next one.
진솔아와 함께해